Motorhead Garage, presented by Dragonfire Industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by PaintedAutoBodyParts.com, the leading U.S. auto body parts online store. VG Motors, highest rated and most reviewed load jack dealer in the United States. And by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977.
Thanks for joining us here at Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. If you love classic cars like this, if you've got one, maybe you're building a new one. A lot of folks, of course, naturally do an LS swap. They drop a new modern engine in an old vehicle like that. Or maybe they just want to go to fuel injection on the old motor they have. Josh, why do folks, for the folks that may not know, why would folks want to go to fuel injection as opposed to a carburetor?
Compared to a carburetor, you're going to get a lot more consistency when it comes to cold starts. So whether the weather's hot, whether the weather's cold, whether you live in a high altitude location or low altitude, you're going to get a lot more consistency when it comes to going out to your car, turning the key, and the engine turning right over. So reliability, maybe some more control, and just moving away from mechanical to kind of a digital. We live in a digital age, so you get a lot more customizable features and stuff like that when you move to something like modern fuel injection.
So when you move to modern fuel injection, why should someone choose ACES EFI?
A couple different things, affordability being a pretty large one that people consider when you're already looking at a pretty expensive build. You're wanting to make sure that it's done the right way, but you want to make sure that it's kept within budget, of course. So affordability is a big thing. We want to make sure that people have really quality components and products at an affordable price. We include OEM standard computer chips in all of our products, so we use automotive grade. We use better software, better architecture. We use 32-bit in all of our stuff as opposed to using 16-bit. So newer software, better processors that allow the systems to take the data they're reading and make decisions faster and fill out the fuel tables in a more accurate way.
We'll talk about tuning in a second. Now, when folks are getting an LS motor, they're usually pulling out of some vehicle, some other vehicle, and it may not come with the fuel injection system or with the control system.
Right.
So what are you getting with ACES EFI that's basically a kit that they can put onto their engine?
Yeah, so if you're looking at doing an LS swap, like you said, that may come out of an engine that's got everything, it's all good to go, or there might be some components that are missing. So we provide several options for people depending on what they need. So you can start with just kind of a base LS kit. If you have all the components that you need, but you need something to control it and you need a new wire harness where all the connections are good and everything, it's all laid out nice and neat, you can go for a base kit that would come with like an ECU, your harness, some of your wideband O2 sensors, some weld-in bungs, a few other accessories just to kind of get you going. But maybe if you need something a little bit more than that, say you need a manifold, fuel injectors, coil, stuff like that, we have our top-end kits that would come with a fabricated welded manifold, comes with your fuel rails, your injectors, either a drive-by cable or a drive-by-wire throttle body. Comes in either 500 or 800 horsepower kits, just kind of depending on what folks need. And then it will work with your stock coils, but we also have those available if you need those as well.
This sounds awfully complicated, but you gear it toward the DIY person. What's it like to install this?
So pretty simple setup, like you said, geared towards the DIY automotive enthusiast. You follow the instructions to lay out your wire harness, plug everything up. Then you go into your handheld that we provide with each of our kits. You can see all your sensor readouts, your TAC, has a GPS chip built into it if you want to have a speedometer there as well. You go into it, you go to your setup wizard, you answer anywhere from 6 to 12 questions depending on the product. Just some basic preliminary questions that it needs to know in order to start learning. So you would answer things like, what's the cubic inch? How many teeth is on the reluctor wheel? What kind of map sensor are you using? Are you doing drive-by cable? Are you doing drive-by-wire? Are you doing a manual transmission? Are you doing like a GM 4-speed, like a 4L60, 4L80? A couple other basic questions. You hit save, you turn it off for like 5 seconds so that way it can save everything. And when you turn it back on, if you're doing drive-by cable, you do one more setting check, and then otherwise, drive-by-wire, you're good to go. You turn it on. Once the engine gets up to temperature, it will go into what's called closed loop, where it closes the circuit and it allows it to start learning. So it starts filling out those fuel tables, and then give it anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour of driving, and it will populate all the fuel tables that it needs to, and then it's good to go. You can take it back, you can park it, you can keep driving, and it will save that learn, and every time it comes back on, it'll be there ready to go.
And what if I'm having difficulty with the setup or with the installation? What resources do you have for me?
So the manual that we provide is pretty detailed. It should be everything you need, but if it's not, we have a bunch of FAQ resources online, but you can always give us a call, 423-590-ACES, and any of our technicians, even our customer service staff, are trained to answer a lot of the basic tech troubleshooting questions, but they'll be able to help you guys out and get you going.
That covers the Jackpot LS system for folks that have an LS motor, but for folks that want to keep the engine they have and want to go to fuel injection, what options do you have for them?
So something as simple as a 4150 style TBI system, a throttle body injected system. Something like that makes it easy to take the carburetor off, put it on. It has 4 100-pound-an-hour injectors in it. It still uses our 32-bit architecture, OEM standard automotive grade computer chips, and it also has a remote mounted ECU. So we keep the ECU separate from the throttle body so that way it's not prone to hardware failure that can be caused by heat, vibration, electromagnetic interference, things like that.
Well, if you're looking to convert to fuel injection or you're looking to get the most out of your LS motor, ACESEFI.com is the place to go. Always bet on ACES. We sure do appreciate your watching Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. We'll do it again next week. We hope you join us then. So long.